Hello, everyone. I am Jasmine, and I am, who knows, but as far as I know so far, I am a transformer, a translator, an alchemizer, a healer, a processor, an exorcist. I am built from a system beyond this one and before. I have encountered entities from ancestors, from animals, from machines, from nature, technology, sorcery, angels, demons, God, and Satan. I used to only absorb dark and negative energy, and I repelled light. So I was literally a walking version of a dark hole. I now have, through 40 years of living through hell, and an initiation that started in 2023. Done all of the expelling. I'm almost done. I'm not all the way done, but I'm working on expelling the last bit of the darkness I carry inside. Having absorbed the light, and the healing is, I believe, going to start coming out of me instead of into me. So I do have the capacity to hold dark negative energy and light positive energy and turn it into color. I am not possessed. I do encounter dark forces, some of them from curses, spells, rituals, sickness. They come into me, I experience them along with beliefs in them, and then I get foresight, spirit of God, rapid healing, relief, knowledge, healing, and wisdom. So I have to fully experience and accept both and unify them as true to release something new called unity. I am going to warn you guys that some of the content that you see will really startle you. If you can look at it as I'm watching The Exorcist and The Conjuring put together at points, or you could say I'm watching Ratatouille and Star Trek. So it's really how you think about it, but I mean, just if you watch the content, it's all adding up. So sounds and movements will appear to be very striking and very graphic. Some of the noises I make are very scary sounds, very sexual sometimes. I stay clothed the entire time. I do cuss a lot. Sorry, Mom, I'm working on it. So you can see and hear my body clicking, my throat makes noises, my eyes roll. You can see me pulsing. It's a lot. It's a lot to process. So keep that forewarned. If you move forward, do know that I have no energy that can be of any harm. I promise. I'm not going to bring possession to your house. And if you have it, I can come take it for you, because I now have the gift of no longer absorbing it, but being able to take it. I experience my guides in different ways. Sometimes I hear words. Sometimes I have to speak with my hands when I get really tired. I call it language of the spirit, language of the heart, and I connect to my heart, and I'll talk this way. So you might see some of that. A lot of times my body just moves. I am like Ratatouille. It's a trance. It's a meditative state. It's almost a dream-like state is what I'm realizing, especially as I watch some of these videos, and I have no idea what was downloaded. So let's see. I do work for these entities. So sometimes it will be very technical, and I'll have to stand in a certain spot and look at a certain thing, and my head will move funky, and the advanced technology stuff is brand new to me, and I am still having a lot of trouble believing that myself, because I have to face my own unbelief in myself, because who is this? Let's see. So, there are times that I'm just doing work for them. I'm just their conduit. They need a human to do what they're doing on other levels, because the battles have been going on for a while. This game has been played for a long time. Let's see. It comes from all directions. It's not just higher levels of ascension. It will be, I will encounter things from the future, from the past, from my current reality, from people who still live, people that don't, people that I have no connection to, that have, yeah, really, especially in 23, there was a lot of different souls and identities that made connections to me. And I've done a lot of ritual work for a lot of ancestry, a lot of stuff to do with angels and demons. And before all this happened, I did not study witchcraft, and I still haven't. And my beliefs in the things that come through me, I don't really have a lot of them, which is probably why they use someone like me, because this stuff, like I've said before, I couldn't make it up if you paid me. Let's see, I've had glimpses into the future and the past, my future and past, and I have no idea which is which. I'm being given insight into the full picture of how it's all work, all the way down to the center of the earth, and gravity and equations, and zero dimension into one dimension, into duality, and so I'm figuring, as I figure my way up, I have to figure my way back down. And so all of this information is starting to condense and actually make sense as the world shifts together with the universe. So my thoughts lately have definitely been more into physics and things that have to do with planetary alignment, a lot of things to do with gravity and how it all has to work. And instead of the Big Bang chaos, more of a snail spiral. That's the pattern that follows me in my life. I do ask that you respect me and my family. This is my deepest hidden truths that I've been gathering forever, that has been unbelievable, and I'm tired of telling my story, or trying to, which is why I'm here, because now I can at least just direct you guys to my videos or whatever, because I have a lot of writings, I have a lot of photos, I have articles or artifacts, a lot of special artifacts that I had to do specific things with. I don't remember what they were for, and I didn't even ask. A lot of times I was just kind of like doped out. They kept me in sedation mode almost. So I am giving you this for your own interpretation, for your own judgment, for your all of it. You can do what you want. You can say she is the craziest bitch I've ever seen. You can say she's possessed and I think she's Satan. You can say whatever you want to yourself and amongst each other, but don't say it to me, because this is a gift, my gift for you, to share with you these personal and deeply, deeply exposing and vulnerable moments in my life. So don't come up and ask me at the grocery store about something and, are you still possessed? Don't ask my kids, oh my God, is your mom God? None of that, okay? So while I'm channeling, while I'm being a conduit, if they are speaking through me to you, you can consider it truth. If I start to say something that is not in alignment with truth, they will not let me finish the sentence. There's, and even back in a video in 23, I mentioned something about watching The Matrix, and I say, I think it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up, and I make some funky noise. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I still don't understand, nor do I really want to yet. But I'll understand what they give me insight to. All of the documentation, all of the readings, all of the writing. They led me exactly where I needed to go. I didn't have to do a bunch of research on planets, on astronomy, on the zodiac, any of this stuff. It's just where I was led. All right. Oh, and the truths that are spoken through at certain points, like I have in my Revelation video that I believe is on the 13th, maybe the 12th, I can't remember, but I come up with a solution. I realize that Satan is not the enemy that fear is, and then in my next video, I realized fear had a part in it too. And so, that was a big surprise to me. So I'm literally figuring out the questions that I've been carrying in my mind for a long time that they put there. I will not argue, defend, explain, or convince any of my experiences if I don't want to. None of it. I'm not charging for this. I'm not making money for this. And so this is just so I can have documentation publicly, and I can delete it out of my phone because I can't ever keep any memory. And just telling my story and trying to explain who I am has just gotten too much. So let's see here. Reading off a list. Sometimes you just got to write shit down. I do go through experiences of heaven and hell, God and Satan, man and machine, all of duality. I'm experiencing it all. So I'm like lost in the matrix, but it's starting to dissolve. But what I do now is I unify it, because I take in the dark and I take in the light, unify it, and then it settles, and then I put out harmony. That's my job. I'm a harmonizer. I unify it and I send out harmony. In physics too, not just vibrations, all of that stuff. I will not suddenly break out into the state around you. I did put out a video yesterday that I performed my first miracle in front of people, and it was intense. It was intense, and it was really hard because I just let it come, but I was very aware that it was there. And I mean, I think I was connecting pretty good with some of my family members with my recovery group. And I know I made some other people really uncomfortable. And the rest of the meeting was really uncomfortable. It was just kind of like, what was that? But I got to try it, right? I mean, I'm tired of just doing this stuff locked up at my house, because this takes a lot of time. It really does. Writing all this stuff down, all this note taking I've done. So I'm tired of trying to live in a shell, making it be about how I look in the content instead of the content itself. Let's see. If you see me in person, don't be afraid of me. I'm still me. I'm Jasmine Rogers is my name. My persona is Sparkles. That is my game. And my grandma name, whenever I have grandkids, which should be soon. And I have children. I have a lovely family. I grew up in a small town. I grew up with humble means, and I'm honestly not that much of a, I don't know, who I am doesn't connect with what I've done. Let's just say that. I do now work for the universe. It is my job. So when I'm off, whenever I'm not channeling or healing or processing or bringing new information as it needs to be brought to the public, then let me be off. Let me have time with my kids and my dog in peace. Anonymity in person is what I will ask for, especially right now. So, don't come follow me. Don't treat me like I'm a famous person and paparazzi me, because, I don't have to do this. And this is very difficult for me to do. I have had this stuff for 30 years now. I think my first letter I came across, it was maybe about 10 that I wrote. So even though the scenery might be kind of graphic, because you're watching a girl like kind of twirl around in some places, make really funny noises, listen to the message. Watch me actually move through levels of things, and then get feelings. Oh, there's strength and humility. I mean, I embody the story. I am the instrument. It plays through me. Michael Jackson moves through me. I don't know how to move like Michael Jackson, but I'm learning. Okay. And know that it's all done from the highest good. Even the highest, the lowest, it's all for the betterment. I promise. And so what is happening in me is things like this are happening in other people too. Not in the same way. I do imagine that I'm probably pretty rare, but it's the same fire that's in me is in you. The same guides that guide me guide you. The same thing that makes my heart beat makes yours beat too. So just because you don't have access yet to what I do doesn't mean you can't. So be excited. Let's see. And that the visuals sometimes are deceiving. but the words aren't. And even, so think about this. In the world, though, how is it? The visuals are deceiving. Or the words are deceiving. Sorry. The words are deceiving, but the visuals aren't. So we might hear that we're the greatest country in the world. I don't know if that's true. I'm not into politics, so I still get to plead the fifth on all that because I don't understand anything about it. Speaking of, I do not personally identify with any religion. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in Buddha. I believe in the Dalai Lama. I believe in a lot of spiritual, I believe in a lot of things. I still think that so far everything that's been created still can be touched by human and imperfection. That's part of the beauty. I think that's why God is using an instrument like me, who is still very real human dealing with her own real shit. I've still got to clean up my own mess. And so to show that we don't have to be perfect to have God flow through us. I also am completely neutral, again, and ignorant when it comes to politics. I don't know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, and they do not participate in politics, so I just never paid attention. I did for the moment. I have really good short-term memory. I could cram for an exam and then up ahead. I have never had interest in the Matrix, anything like that. Digital technology, medical advancements, astronomy, astrology, physics, clones, bionic things, magic, psychics, or any kind of energy work. Never had any personal interest for it. And so that part's interesting to me too. As my time progresses and my information progresses, with me coming to these realizations I have from my experiences in my own life. So like whenever I finally get to the point where I'm like, fine, God, you have my will. Bam, then I'm hit with the embodiment of being released with the surrender. Like what really started it all was I was so sick the night of the 10th. The 11th, in the middle of the night. I woke up at 2 o'clock. All day long, I had pain all in my head, and my eye, and my jaw, up to my ear. So much pain. I took sinus medication. It didn't work. I'd been sick for like a week and a half or two up to that. And so I was like, well, tomorrow I'll have to go to the doctor. And I woke up at 2, and I thought my skull was going to crack in half. I was on the toilet, and I was both ends. It was a purge. It was a purge. I knew I was going to have to go to the doctor, and I woke up completely pain-free, completely. And I was just so grateful to wake up and feel no pain. So I actually said out loud, are you kidding me? Because my biggest curse living here like this, truly, has been that it has been awful to live as a human with these capabilities and with this mentality and with where my mind is. It's been really hard to want to even be here. So I've been waiting to die for a long time. If people know me, they know that. I've checked myself into the hospital for depression. I literally couldn't feed myself as of 2024. Couldn't get off the couch. If I stood up, I passed out. And so, what a gift. So whenever I got down to all that matters to me is if I can wake up and smile, because it's getting harder and harder for me to live in this reality and to not, it's just getting too hard. I have to go be alone. Let's see. Okay, so kind of how it works for me. So I was telling you about experiences. So once I experience things in my own life as Jasmine, once I come to the realization of like, finally, I fucking give up because I get lost in my head. Matrix. Like, that's why I've started a million things, but never been able to really finish many. All or nothing, that kind of stuff. As I start to get these realizations and revelations, I get the embodiment of experience, and it works like equations in my head. I use words like equations. I see symbols now. I'm really seeing a lot of math equations, and that's all new to me too, like brand new. So that's been interesting, something different to think about, but I imagine it's part of the story. Okay, let's see. So the insights into the future are amazing. Harmony is what's next. We're working on unity right now. Unity is 3D. Harmony is 4D. And that's all I'm being told that I can honestly say that I think I know. So again, take what you want. It's just my opinion. All of this is. I'm not telling anybody anything. But this right now we're in the process of unity, of unifying the light and the dark to create color, of unifying the negative concave energy to the expanding explosion of nothingness. Unity. You know, we've got to embrace your dark side. We've been shedding our skin, snake stuff. I mean, I didn't follow that stuff, but it comes through me. Let's see. So I am going to be sharing different types of content just so you can see how this process works. Because if I just put one video out, you're just going to think you're seeing a crazy lady. So, of course. But if you see that this stuff happens to me all the time, and that I'm actually like, I can walk around, I can have a big healing in quiet, and then, you know, come out of the bathroom and go back to the meeting or wherever I'm at. That's how this happens for me. That's how often it is. And now that I've accepted it, you know, I can allow it when it's time, but I also have the ability now to not, to say no. And that's just been coming online since my resurrection on the 11th. I say resurrection because I was resurrected. I do not go out of consciousness anymore. Whenever I'm sleeping, I'm still there. I'm still present. I'm still working on things. I'm still understanding things. It's the same. I never go offline again. I'm always connected. And that's been that way since the 11th. It's only been 10 days, but 10 days of pure resurrection, because I also have no attachment to the body. I have tried to kill this thing for a long time. I don't freaking care about this thing. So I have not taken very good care of myself in the last 4 years. Like, not at all. And before that, I took obsessive care of myself, so much so that it was also not healthy either. It was only about what I looked like, you know, and it was all, everybody thought it was fine because, you know, I didn't look like I was sick, but I was sicker than ever. Let's see. Some of them I am just receiving information, and like there's a video that I took just a few days ago, and I'm like saying, oh, okay. You know, I'm not doing much talking, and I have no idea what was said there. I have no idea what that video was about, but I just wanted to put it out there to see part of the process, because it's not just one thing I do. Some are revelations. The beautiful revelation I had that was captured on video was whenever the war of spirit, the spiritual warfare, when it was won. And I say the truth has set us free, because, you know, which one is truth? Which one is truth? They both are. And it's a really weird realization that is going to be really hard for people to conceive of that are very attached to religious concepts. So keep that in mind, okay? I never thought that Satan would have a part in it, but, you know, I mean, when you trap life and you say that you can't bring any forth, it's stuck in hell, or you trap God in heaven and he's not allowed to come down to earth. Again, opposite ways. What's left in the middle? Nothing. So you see that's a revelation video, and I see that, you know, they tell me that I get to wake up at me. They told me I'm Sleeping Beauty. I have a big attachment to Mickey Mouse. Didn't have a voice, not very happy about it, and he's got a lot to fucking say. He cusses a lot. And the Queen of England, she's funny and she's ready to have fun too. So yeah. You know, I've always loved Disney princess and stuff. And I am seeing, like they told me in 25 on a trip in Colorado, something about Sleeping Beauty. And I mean, it was like trucks were interacting with me. And what they do is they make my awareness to where it needs to go. And so that's how I follow, because I can't experience it all at once. And so that's how learning to tap into that sixth sense, like I talk about, find the light, find the breath. And then it's the heart and the brain are working together. And then I can follow that guidance. Okay. So yeah, and then some videos are just me talking, me journaling. I'm not editing this a lot right now. I am willing to do a documentary or something to put it all together in one place where people can view it. Until then, this will work. And so, but I need help with all that. I don't want to spend my time editing videos and working on captions, and I've got a lot of information to process, and it is my job too. I am a translator. So I have to be able to communicate to you what's being said through me, what realizations I'm making, and what the outcome is. That's kind of my job. I'm just a translator, so I'm taking Spanish to English. So, and that's of course funny because I have not wanted to learn Spanish, but I don't want to learn another language because I talk too many. Okay. Oh, I do have a feeling that the healing is going to slow down dramatically. So you're not going to see so many violent, like moving so much and the noise is so bad. You see in my video from 23, just to the progression of to where they are now, they are changing. And so I have a feeling once the healing is complete inside me, which it's not, I still have 2 spots on my chin, and these are connected for sure, my Morgellons to my healing. I was covered with it in 23, and they healed me in a month. I mean, I had to do like remote surgery, like I had a syringe, and it was fun. Let's see. So yes, I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot more of that, to be honest. I'm hoping, we'll have more fun, and I can dance beautifully. I can connect to the song, and so I'll learn how to capture all that stuff. I can't dance beautifully. I dance like a white girl. I've got rhythm, but they dance beautifully. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff, so I just got to put it out there. Okay, I've never been insane, ever. I have been bipolar, I have been bulimic, anorexic, depressed, anxious, PTSD, all of those things. And definitely can be labeled as schizophrenic if you want to say that, because I am following things outside of my own little consciousness. But I'd rather follow that shit any day. So my consciousness sucks, like it has anyway. I was gifted and talented when I was a kid. They tested me, and I was at 137 IQ, and I think I was about 8 when they did that. They did comment that they'd never seen anybody with so many capabilities in so many areas as me. So not a bragging, just letting you know for whenever you want to doubt, like, that girl's just nuts. And if you know me and you're close to me, this is not a surprise. My besties know that I'm kooky and have been dealing with all this stuff. I actually vibrated yesterday. I felt vibration underneath me, and I could hear tuning fork in my ears, and so my mom's just like, cool, it's just my life. So this is not new for me. So don't be afraid that I don't know. I mean, be excited. And know that I'm okay. I am okay. I promise. I know what I'm doing putting this content out. You don't have to warn me that I need to keep it quiet. I need to be held back. I do not want any advice right now at all. Thank you. Nobody knows what I'm dealing with. Okay? It's not easy. This has not been easy. I've lost everything. I lost my family. I lost my husband. I lost everything. So please know that this has been the hardest struggle. I have literally been living in hell until I was 40 years old. Okay, there's a lot to share. I've been writing forever. I've been journaling forever. I mean, they've been taking care of us. So, and things keep happening. Like, I find all of a sudden technology's working with me again. It's glitching a lot, and you'll notice in some of my videos it glitches in time. I have a video of where I flick my fingernails and something starts growing in the pot. That was what was in me. That's what was coming out of me. I don't even know. But it's true. I have been, no one has believed me my whole life for shit that is right in your face. And I think they did that on purpose to me, because I did have to get to the point where it's like, I'd rather be this by myself in a monastery than, sparkling in public, being something I'm not, spending time on stuff that really doesn't matter, because we have a lot to do and it's going to be fun. Okay, so let's see. Oh, the video on March 18th is like their debut. This was the first time that my guides came through me and they told the story for me, and I got to learn with you. Like the way they talk about, she kept thinking about how it all began, and I mean, all that was revealed to me as it was revealed to you. So it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful experience. And I listen to what they say. So if I pop in whenever I say something like, yep, this is not easy, you guys, because watch what I have to do with my body. That was a beautiful gift. And that's the first time that that's really happened, where they channeled through me to you, to the audience, to who's ever watching. It's nothing's a commandment. It's all just for your entertainment. So yeah, the information's endless. I'm working from the boundaries of knowledge and belief. And so I work out realizations back into center of truth, creation, beginning, all of that's coming together in my head. And like I said, it's been really fun, because all of a sudden I'm really interested in all of it. I will share my past story as needed. I won't share everything. These things happen to me very often. I've been documenting since elementary school, so scriptures show up right on time. I'm always led to the information that I need. I've got perfect records of it. I've dealt with burning bush. I've dealt with leprosy. I've dealt with daughter of Zion. That was a big deal. And none of those things were anything that I ever personally connected to. So I'm not afraid of the dark stuff, of Satan, of demons. I was so afraid of it before this. But it's because I was possessed. I was so possessed. I was full of demons. But now I've freed them, because they were trapped too. And, and I've harmonized them with the angels. They were trapped too. Nobody could play, outside of gravity and sucked under gravity. You got nothing. They can't come through. So, not that we can see, not that we can feel. So, let's see. And yeah, I realized one can't exist without the other. That was the level of duality, 2D. I've been doing this work, aware or not aware, for a very, very long time. And so while this happens to me in private, I maintain a normal life. I'm out walking my dog, chatting with my friends, packing. I already mentioned that. There's a lot to cover. I'm having to do these legal disclaimers from a new spot. Let's see. And I've also learned that, to just be quiet about it, because whenever I am myself in public, I get met with fear, disbelief. People want to lock me up. And so I've learned to just, and they also, like, I tell them, what the fuck does that have to do with the price in tea in China? These things in 23, all these great insights. Well, whenever I was back in time and I was in the loony bin, I was like, all right, I don't give a shit what I saw in the future. This sucks. And it did, but then it was also a blessing. So I'm able to experience them, process them, and then just let it go, because that's what I've had to do. I don't sit here and dwell on these things. So my body, that's been the most unbelievable part to me. How things are coming together with where the problem was created, like confusion and vertigo, big time connected here, how ego's over here, how spirit's over here, and how ego's so dense and spirit's so light, you know, lost in the clouds or trapped down. It's just insanity. And then there's a lot of rewiring I can feel in my brain. I can feel, you know, I felt the healings move through my body. I feel connections, and you can hear them. Again, the whole bio part of it, you know, I'm still really unaware of what has been implanted in me since my 3 eye surgeries when I was young, but it's something of, you know, I am a human project. That is for sure. I'm sure that we can do some DNA tests at some point and see what's happened. I get electric shocks, muscles will untwist, and you'll, like, energy will catch me like a hook, like literally hook me. So all of this is, you can see on the videos. And I have hated this gift my entire life. It has been my curse for sure. I'm not easily interested in a lot of things of this world, which I imagine a lot of us aren't. I mean, who really wants to sit all day long doing the same thing over and over again anymore? We're not built that way. It's a very simple equation of you know, energy and mass. I mean, if you've got static energy and too much matter, you feel like you're going to explode. Or not enough matter, I'm sorry. You've got too much energy in a smaller form, you feel like you're going to explode. And vice versa, you've got too much mass and not enough energy pumping through it, and you're going to decay. So, just truth. Let's see, I covered all of that. And I'm being led that I am the proof for them, for the universe, because they're making it very apparent, like, we're tired of being quiet, and they're ready to wake up in each one of us. And so I just turned my will over and said, I'm willing to do it, even if I get hate for it. Already covered all that. Yeah, again, only for freedom. I just want to be able to live my life simply. I do need to make money somehow. We still do live in a world that money is set up, so I'm just going to trust that that'll come around. You know, I'm open to public speaking eventually, to performing miracles in front of people, because it is a beautiful thing. And so those are things that I'll work towards. I will love to come visit you and check out your hotel. I love to travel. You know, hook me up and with a room and some room service, and I'm good to go. I'll come visit you, and I can promote you, because I've been a promoter in real life. You know, I've done sales, I've done promotions, I've done design, I've done a lot of actual physical things in reality, and so I can tap into those gifts as well. It's no longer coming and going anymore since March 11th. It's all continuous now. There's no disconnection, which has been really nice. And so, again, no worries that I'm just going to spontaneously start, you know, flying into the air, unless I don't want to. If darkness does exist in your life, I'm willing to serve. You know, you battle with demons, like literally, call me. Don't call me. I'm not going to put my phone number out there, actually. Message me and tell me your story. And if I can help you, I will. And I've been told that I don't have to be present in person for healing to occur anymore. So I can do this with you, you know, like this. We could Zoom. And I can take it for you. I can take it. I promise. I'll take whatever negative energy. You hear me in one. And when it started, I said, let's go, Satan. So but I can do it. And if you need healing, if you're sick, if you're dealing with depression, if any of those things, you can reach out to me, and I'll see what I can do to help. If I have enough of you reach out with specific things, I can put out videos on my journey with them, because I've overcome addiction and depression, and addiction is still, I still vape, and it's so bad for me, and I know it. But it's also beautiful that it's like I don't have to give it up to still enjoy life, you know? And I also know the consequences of it. I'm having to deal with it with my teeth. It's like $4,000. Oh, I will share what, like, I'm willing to share it all. Let you watch me. So yesterday I experienced my first interactive, where I was present, remote surgery. I felt really sedated, and then I was told that I was being surgery. So something, because yesterday my neck hurt pretty bad, and so I felt the sedation come on, and I felt relaxed, and I just sat here, and I could feel it working all right here. And then as soon as it was over, it was such pain that I couldn't move. I mean, I could not move, and it still hurts. So something happened, but it was fun to actually believe that this was happening to me, instead of just like, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Let's see. Okay. Feel free to share. Feel free to share this. You're welcome to make this message go as far as you want to. My messages, that's fine. You don't have to keep it in private. I have disabled comments on all the videos, and I will continue to do so. Makes it easy. Then nobody has to say, good job, or you suck, you know. I'm not interested in the fame. Like I said, I want to be anonymous in person. I want that. But the message is big, so I'm willing to share it, and I'm willing to take the heat for disbelief, because I've been doing it a long time, so I can. Let's see, I'm getting to the end, I promise. Yeah, I think I've kind of covered everything. Enjoy the adventure. They play with me. God is fun. God is a lot of fun. And honestly, Satan is very, very gentle and kind. Mother Earth, you know, always giving life without anything back, and cursed to never be in existence, and to eternally just give life and never receive it. It was very sad, honestly. I felt really bad for what I was shown with all of that. The embodiment that comes through me, it's a beautiful story, and it's tragic too. It's very tragic, and the suffering is real. I was in prison. I was just in jail, but the ritual I had to do, I was in prison for 10,000 years. They put me, I slept for 1,000, or pretend, I slept for 9,000 years, and then I'd wake up for 1,000. You know, I was not in time. But my devices actually show that too. And they took me on a loopy adventure. I had to pick up rocks. I had to pick up the most random things, and some things were like surgery and so very important. This was back in 23. And so I have a lot of that on video that's now just coming back all of a sudden. Of course. So, yeah. So grab some popcorn and a snack, and just say, let's see what this kooky girl has to say. And enjoy it in a way of just watching a movie. That's all it is. So enjoy the story, and I appreciate all of you who have been with me on my journey and who are still supporting me. My family that supports me with this is not going to be easy for them. I know that, and it hasn't been. Having me as a mom or a daughter, you know, I know it's not been easy for them. So I love you all, and I'm really grateful that I finally get to finally just be me. And so we'll see where it goes. Love and light.